Hi, everyone. I'm Alan Seslowsky, and thank you for tuning into Roster Watch. Now that all the major free agents have settled in to their new homes, there's going to be wide implications on the fantasy landscape. There's a handful of guys whose ADP is on the move. I want to talk to you about four of them today. First, Chris Godwin. Chris Godwin finished as wide receiver 2 on the year in 2019, ahead of DeAndre Hopkins, Julio Jones, and even 4 points per game better than Amari Cooper. The initial reaction to the Brady signing was an adverse move for ADP on both Mike Evans and Chris Godwin, pushing them to the 2-3 turn. At RosterWatch, we think there's value in Chris Godwin at around ADP 18 overall, wide receiver 6. Brady's going to have to get rid of the ball quickly, as he's always done, and we think Chris Godwin can be the beneficiary of all those receptions. He makes for a strong wide receiver 1, especially if you've picked one of those elite running backs early in the first round. The second player on my list right here that I've made is Kenyan Drake. Kenyan Drake currently has an ADP of around 16, 20, right around there. He's running back 14. Kenyan Drake just signed his transition tag, paying him about $8.5 million per year. And presumably he's going to have that role of the workhorse back that he had over the last 3 games of the 2019 season. Taking a look at just those 3 games, how strong Drake finished, he averaged over 120 rushing yards per game, had 7 touchdowns in those 3 games, and 7 receptions to go along with it. Here at Roster Watch, we think that Kenyan Drake is egregiously mispriced and could end up in the first round. Right now, you have to take him right around pick 15, 16 if you want to get ahead of there. But at Roster Watch, we always like to get ahead of the trends, especially on players who have already displayed that type of upside. The last, Austin Ekeler is the next guy on my list here. Austin Ekeler currently has an ADP of 15, running back 11. Now, Austin Ekeler landed in, re-signed with the Chargers, and they let Melvin Gordon go. Austin Ekeler is an interesting case, though, as he only had 1 game over 100 yards rushing. Austin Ekeler obviously made his gains in the passing game. So right now we're in a little bit of a holding pattern with Austin Ekeler, as we don't know who the quarterback's going to be, and there's a lot of uncertainty in the offense, especially if they're starting a young rookie quarterback. We're not going to get totally priced out of Austin Ekeler, as we have him priced in the ADP cheat sheet right around 15 or so. This way we'll get some Austin Ekeler, but we're not in a full-on fade. We're in a holding pattern, wait and see until more things shake out. We get more information with Austin Ekeler. The last player that I want to talk to you about is someone a little bit deeper down the rankings, but you can't ignore Hayden Hearst, the new Atlanta Falcons tight end. And he has been the biggest ADP mover over the last 2 weeks. Hayden Hearst, who was traded from Baltimore over to Atlanta for a second-round pick and some other elements, was about 236 in the ADP. That's the 19th round in Bestball drafts. He's now moved all the way up to pick 136. That's tight end 20, and you have to take him around the 10th, 11th round. Hayden Hearst, Roster Watch scouts have always liked him at his pro day, thought he was a plus athlete, even a better athlete than Austin Hooper. He's got nice, soft, big hands, and he caught over 77% of his passes, 39 targets, 30 catches. So we like Hayden Hearst at his ADP. And again, he's someone to keep an eye on throughout the offseason. Okay, that's it for today, everyone at Roster Watch. Remember, all our viewers, subscribers, hit that bell, and you'll get notifications every time we go live here at Roster Watch.